There are two major types of practice: mass practice and distributed practice. Mass practice is when you do everything at once in one mass. It's when you go to the driving range and take 3 buckets of balls and hit them one after the other, after the other, after the other, until you're so tired that you can't do any more. That's mass practice. Distributed practice, in contrast, is to do a little bit every day. Now, if you could do 3 buckets of balls one day and 3 buckets of balls the next day, and then 3 buckets of balls the next day, you would have gone from mass practice to distributed practice, or perhaps continuous practice. But that's not usually how we're able to do it. We get tired, we're not able to do that much work without getting super sore the next day. So we do 3 buckets of balls or 5 buckets of balls, and when we don't do it for several days. That's mass practice. This is a mass all at once. So you have long sessions, but few days. Equivalent for mass practice would be taking a whole semester of French in a weekend, or studying a whole semester in one night, the night before the final exam. That would be mass practice. The advantage of mass practice is that you get immediate results. You can see improvement quickly. It takes only a few days, another advantage for it. And it feels like you're making progress, has a good feeling about it. The disadvantage of mass practice is that it doesn't work as well. Mass practice has fewer practice sessions. Each session is longer, but there are fewer of them. Distributed practice has more sessions, but each of them is shorter in duration. Mass practice is going to the hitting cage and hitting hundreds of balls one after the other. The advantage of mass practice is quick improvement. Not only do you see immediate results, but you also can get through something that you didn't want to do. For example, if you're taking a class in French and you really didn't want to take that class, or taking one in statistics, you want to do it in the shortest amount of time possible so that you're limiting the amount of pain that you're going to have. The advantage of cramming is you only have to binge study occasionally. The disadvantage of mass practice is that it's inconsistent. You only do it occasionally. You do 3 buckets of balls, and then you wait a week or 2 weeks or 6 weeks before you do another one. So you're not doing anything consistent. Another disadvantage of mass practice is you don't learn to pace yourself. You don't learn to do it over a period of time. You don't learn to control the amount of time that you're spending on the project you're trying to learn. Distributed practice is also called space practice or spaced repetition, because the repetitions are spread out over time. They are spaced out. Distributed practice sessions are shorter in time, but cover a longer period of time. So each session is short, but they're spread out over a longer period of time. Spacing out your practice sessions improves learning. Distributed practice is the kind of thing you do when you're practicing your violin an hour a day. It includes brushing your teeth once a day for a year, rather than doing 300 and some all in one day the day before you go see the dentist. Distributed practice is studying a topic for 15 or 16 weeks, rather than 3 or 4 days. With distributed practice, you learn faster. It takes less hours. The hours are spread out over a longer period of time, more weeks, for example, but there are fewer hours. So with mass practice, you feel like you're getting it done, because you've only done it in a couple of days, but you've actually spent more hours total to learn something than you do with distributed practice. So distributed practice is a good way to do it because it's actually faster. When you distribute your practice out, at the end, you have less errors. You're able to do it better than the people who learned with mass practice. So not only is it faster, but you have less errors. And it lasts longer. If you test people a year later, they will remember more from their distributed practice sessions than those who took mass practice.